Hey everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do a sketch using this beautiful sketch from PageMaps, which is in coordination with the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I'm also working with a Boys Will Be Boys theme for paper issues, so it's kind of a combination of a bunch of things. But the goal is to use the sketch, and we have all month long to play with all of the sketches from PageMaps this month. And my goal is to get as many as I possibly can done. I am also using my stash kit for June. So this is part of my How to Kill a Kit with Style. It's just a combination of all sorts of things. So my idea here is I had that teal strip which was on the diagonal, and I figured, why not just go with it? Who says that you have to follow a sketch and make it straight when you can make it a diagonal? Like, that strip of paper does not have to be a perfect strip. So I went ahead and just decided to go with it. And then I originally had these photos of Sean, and one of them he's holding Nora, one of them he's holding Jackson. And I was going to make this layout another theme for paper issues, which is all about dads. And I tried to make this work, and I just kind of wasn't digging how things were going. I was thinking about using this yellow and teal. Obviously, I'm using it for the backside with that, and I was kind of okay with that. And then I thought, well, what if I grab this piece of navy from this is Paige Evans' newer line, and I even cut a circle out of that. So basically, I cut 4 circles. And I'm not extremely happy with how things are going. And I completely wasted this beautiful piece of pattern paper. I was a little mad at myself, but it's okay. I have a second sheet. I also had that love that was in my stash kit, and I really wanted to get that used up this month. So I cut it down to a 3x4 card, thinking it would be my additional place. There is in the sketch that does call for 3x4 photos or embellishments or something in that size. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. What now if I just cut like 4 separate colors of this, and I'll use that to line up everything where the circles are in the sketch, which there's 4 at the top and 4 at the bottom. Yeah, I don't like this at all, but you're going to see I tried. I tried to make it work, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. Part of the problem is this background paper that I'm using is from so long ago, like so long ago. It's really old, and so the colors, even though it actually happens to match that teal paper really well, all the other stuff that I'm trying to add onto it doesn't match exactly because the color tones are a little off, the shades are a little off, and I was fighting with it trying to make it work when I should have just tried to go with a different route. So I looked at that, I'm like, oh, this isn't really working. I went back into my stash, and like in my scrap stash, and I had these simple stories. It's a full sheet, but they are meant to be broken down to 2x2 pieces, and then the bigger type pieces. And I really kind of liked the way that they looked. And recently, within the last scrap party that I was playing along with, Daisy's challenge was for us to use our scraps, but she showed us how to make pinwheels. And I know you guys saw me create it for my lift and sketch that I did. And I just thought, well, it might be fun to take these 2x2 pieces and turn them into pinwheels. Maybe I could make that work a little bit better. So that's what you're going to see me do in a minute. I'm still kind of leaving in showing you all these kind of final pieces here. You did see me cut out the love. I am going to fussy cut out the LOVE, and that's going to be my top layer and the first 4 parts to, like the sketch has the 4 circles, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then you can see I'm now pulling out that Simple Stories paper that I'm talking about. I just picked colors I thought would work with the love and match. At this point, I was still planning on using these photos. So I'm going to go ahead and create I can't think of the words right now, my pinwheels. But what happens is, as I'm creating it, I actually like the idea of creating the pinwheel and then reversing it. So it's like the pinwheel is, you're like looking from it behind, kind of. I really love that. So it still looks like a pinwheel, but instead it's kind of the reverse part. You don't have to add anything to the middle of it. It can just be left alone. So I was really, really digging that. And then, of course, because I was using Simple Stories, that XOXO paper that I had cut originally, I flipped it over and decided to use the yellow side of that to help connect the yellow that I had used. And I changed my photos up. So now I'm super happy with the way this is now starting to flow. And the rest of it just kind of flows together. I do some stitching. I showed it to Daisy and asked her what I was missing, and she suggested that I go ahead, and I decided to back my photos to have that little pop of black, but she said, do you have any sort of scallops or a border print or something you can use to help highlight the middle section? And I was like, I do, because in my stash kit, luckily enough, I had that cute girl scallop paper that I could fussy cut. I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut out some of those and add that to my border, and that really helps pop everything up. So you're going to see me do that. And quickly, before this layout wraps up, these photos are of my son holding a ladybug that Sean found when we were out one afternoon, and he loved it. And when it was time to put him back, he's like, okay, let's put him in the bushes so he can find his mommy and daddy. And it was just really sweet and a very it just shows how caring he is towards animals. So I loved this photo and the story behind it. I add just a few embellishments to finish it up with that little plywood veneer. I put the word bug on that black heart paper down at the bottom there, so it ends up saying bug happy. I thought that was pretty cute. And a little heart. And honestly, you guys, that besides my journaling wraps this up. So super fast once I figured out what I was doing. There's a look at the sketch one more time and my finished take. So I hope to play along with the rest of the sketches, so stay tuned for that coming up later this month. Bye everyone!